Driven from the water, this massive gorilla seeks refuge on the sandy bank, but there is no escape from the relentless swarm. The unbearable pain forces out cries of desperation as the giant frantically tries to clear his face and chest. Desperation takes over. He throws his heavy frame into the coarse dirt, violently fighting an enemy he cannot defeat. Overcome by exhaustion and agonizing pain, the massive primate completely collapses onto the forest floor. The giant frantically picks at his skin, but the embedded parasites refuse to let go. Every desperate scratch yields nothing but more frustration and deepening pain. Drained by the endless struggle, his massive strength begins to fade. Unable to fight the relentless swarm any longer, he surrenders to the earth. Despite the agony, pure survival instinct forces the heavy primate to rise. Covered in relentless parasites, the mighty gorilla cries out in unbearable agony. Desperate for relief, he rushes to an ancient tree, violently scraping his skin against the rough bark. His skin is under siege by hundreds of swollen, engorged ticks, draining his life away bite by bite. A foraging banded mongoose spots the struggling primate and quickly rushes to investigate. Seeing an easy meal, the nimble predator begins rapidly plucking the parasites from the skin. It violently tears the tick away, instantly leaving a raw, red wound on the thick skin. Zooming in on the giant's belly, a banded mongoose begins its meticulous hunt. With lightning speed, the agile predator bites into a massive, swollen parasite. A family of banded mongooses eagerly gathers on the silverback's muddy belly to feast on the pests. Working in perfect unison, the two banded mongooses pull violently at a deep-rooted tick, sending a sharp wave of pain through the giant's belly. Losing his patience, the annoyed gorilla violently swats his heavy hand to break up the feast. While resting in the muddy savanna, the silverback is suddenly surrounded by a relentless cloud of biting flies. Annoyed by the pests, he violently swats the air, desperately trying to break up the swarm. He marches toward the thick brush to escape, but the relentless tormentors refuse to leave him. Unable to escape the relentless biting, the giant thrashes in the dirt, crying out in sheer torment. Completely covered in blood-sucking parasites, the mighty gorilla cries out in sheer, unbearable agony. He violently rubs his skin, fighting to scrape away the relentless parasites. A heartbreaking cry rings out as the giant realizes he cannot win this battle. Utterly exhausted, the once mighty king surrenders to the pain, collapsing into the dust. Defeated and exhausted, the forest king lies helpless against his tiny tormentors. Just as the exhausted giant gives up, a vibrant red jay descends from the canopy. This agile hunter quickly gets to work, seeing the agonizing parasites as a perfect feast. With sharp, precise strikes, the bird plucks away the stubborn insects one by one. Fully cleansed, the mighty gorilla finds peace, sharing a beautiful bond with his tiny rescuer. The brief moment of relief ends as the red jay suddenly takes flight, abandoning the distressed giant. Drained by the endless struggle, the exhausted giant collapses to the earth in defeat. Covered by a relentless swarm, the mighty primate drops to the earth, crying out in pure agony. In a desperate attempt to escape the pain, he violently drags his heavy chest across the rough dirt.